Hello and welcome to the Dash Healthcare app. This short video will give you an introduction to the application and tell you exactly how to use it. To move around, use the arrow keys on your keyboard, left and right. If you're using a gamepad, you can use the left thumbstick to move around. To jump, press the space key on your keyboard. If you're using a gamepad, use the bottom button. You can also double jump to get extra height by pressing these buttons twice. There are two ways of selecting the chart you want to view. The first is by hitting the selection boxes. There are 4 of these boxes, orange, yellow, green and blue, and each one will change the chart in a different way. The first box changes the topic. The second box changes the variable or factor on the y-axis, that's the vertical axis. The third box changes the x-axis or the horizontal axis. And the fourth box changes other options which are different depending on the chart that you're looking at. The second way of selecting which chart you want to view is by entering the chart number. Every chart in the 3D data dashboard has a unique ID number, and this is shown every time you load and view a new chart. This means that you can easily take a note of any charts that you want to go back to. To enter the chart number, simply press the Enter key on your keyboard, or if you're using a gamepad, press the left button. You can then enter the number and this will load that chart. There are several ways of interacting with a 3D chart. When you're in the chart area, you can change which lane you're in by pressing the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard, or by using the D-pad up and down on your gamepad. This allows you to interact with the chart in different ways. For example, with a bar chart, you can jump onto the bars themselves and move along the top of the chart. With a line chart, you can run along the lines, and alternatively, you can move to the foreground and simply run in front of the chart you're viewing. You can also show the exact figure for each data point on your chart. Do this by pressing the I key on your keyboard or by pressing the left trigger on your gamepad. Many of the charts in this 3D data dashboard include data from different points in time. You can move through different time points using the Tab key on your keyboard or by using the right trigger key on your gamepad. So for example, the first data point might be in 2010, and by pressing Tab you will then see the data for 2011, 2012 and so on. You can also change the camera view as you move around and explore. Initially, the camera will be zoomed in and focused on the character. You can press Shift on your keyboard or the right button on your gamepad to zoom out and get a wider view. Pressing this again will then give you a perfect view of the chart that you're currently looking at. You can then press this button again and it will return back to the character focus. There are several other fixed camera views available. These can be accessed by pressing the Alt key on your keyboard or by pressing the shoulder button on your gamepad. The first of these camera views shows the 4 selector boxes, and this allows you to see the ID number for the current chart. The second view shows the legend of the chart, if it has one, and the third view shows information about the data set and sources. When standing in front of a video screen, you can control the video playback. Use the P key on your keyboard to play and pause the video, and use the R key on your keyboard to rewind it to the beginning. If you're using a gamepad, then you can use the right direction pad to play and pause and the left direction pad to rewind. It's also possible to change the chart style. There are several color schemes included, and you can cycle through these different styles by pressing the Caps key on your keyboard or pressing down the right stick on your gamepad. You can even change the style of your character. Press the C key on the keyboard or press down the left stick on your gamepad to change the color of your avatar. There is also a soundtrack available if you'd like to listen to music while you explore. Press the M key on your keyboard or the direction pad right on your gamepad to cycle through the different music options. There are a couple of different musical choices, and you can also use this button to silence the music completely and to turn off sound effects. You can easily access a list of controls and see a simple version of these instructions at any time. Simply press the Control key on your keyboard or press the top button on your gamepad. If you'd like to find out more about the people who made this app, you can visit information.com, that's information with a 1 and a 0, And you can even press the B key on your keyboard or the left trigger on your gamepad to open up your web browser at any time and be taken directly to our website. If you'd like to hear these instructions again, you can come back to this video screen at any time. Enjoy using the app.